first question is, what is your happiest memory of Newcastle?
Happiest memory? Well, a little bit sad this was when we shifted in 1947. The worst winter we've had, even on Scottsford Road, there was, 5 to 6 foot of snow. And we were going uphill right away, over the Elswick Road up to Bendick Estate, and it was sad to leave all the great neighbours and things who you all had one thing in common. They were all poverty stricken, but it was good. And we arrived from leaving the gas only options that we had. The new place we got was, believe it or not, the first thing. It took 2 hours to be able to buy what was known as a bulb, an electricity bulb. Hadn't a clue what it was. We were used to chasing mantles around and things, and anyway, we had to learn, change schools and things, and things picked up. It was great. Well worth the move. Sad to miss Scottsford Road, but kept going down. Anyway, great memories that.
What is your first memory?
First memory. Right, when I started St Michael's Infant School, which was behind St Michael's Church on Westmoreland Road, and I remember going there. I cried to go to school because my sisters were a year older. They were at school and I couldn't go to school, so I used to follow them to school and kept getting chased home again. So I started school at 4. And my first memory there was to see this headmistress, who was, the dragon, and wore this big penny and things. And I was presented, stuck at the front of the class with a slate and a piece of chalk. Fantastic! That was the beginning of my education. Great. Never looked back since. Frightened to.
What is your favourite book?
Favourite book? Now then. Yeah, Christopher Columbus, I would say. Yes, that was great. That happy memories, because I was always interested and took as I got older. Joined the Cubs and Scouts and all this. Always interested in old stories and adventures. We used to go to Denton Burn, where you could imagine you were in anything, and great, absolutely fabulous. And incidentally, I think that's possibly at the minute I'm a writer now. So happy memories, and you never know where you pick these things up from. But love the North East, love Newcastle, and as a result now I write about it.
There's a history lesson for you.
What do you remember about your first home?
First home? Well, my father was still in the army, didn't go home till 47, 48, and we overcrowded, of course, 2 rooms. There was 6 children and my mother and 2 cats, and of course the adopted dog now and then. So overcrowding, but it was great, absolutely brilliant. And like everyone else down where we lived, my mother didn't just look after our kids in 2 rooms. We also took where if a lady took ill, was in hospital, then they shared the kids around the neighbours, and so that it were always overcrowding. Would not have gotten away with it today, but it was great times. Everybody was treated alike. My mother had a heart of gold for anybody, cats, dogs, a lot.
What was your favourite childhood food?
Oh, my mother was as money increased, my mother used to bake things, stoddy cakes and nedding cakes. No, they were fantastic. In fact, we had a little game we used to play, and that was where my mother would give a stoddy cake between, say, 4 of them, and then cut into quarters and open it out. Now, what we would have was whatever jam my mother had made or somehow came by. And so we're all sitting with a jam sandwich each. But what we used to do in our house, and I think this is how I got into writing, use imagination. My younger brother would say to me, "John, what you got?" I would say, "Well, it was a cheese sandwich, you see. Tell him anything." And we lived in imagination. It was all jam, but it could be anything that you imagined it was. Fabulous. Absolutely great life.
The 70s, more like the 50s.
What is your favourite place in Newcastle?
Place in Newcastle? Well, I would say now, favourite now at the minute. At the minute, I've got a couple of allotments on Moorside North, which is allotments, but I like all this end of the city. Could great, peaceful, and you know, I love Gordon, and that is my you know, place where I just hide myself away. And no phones, no anything. I'm out of contact. Absolutely great.
You have now finished.